What's happening, everybody? Another spontaneous Growing Smart live stream. For some reason, I just get so excited to do these now that I can't even wait to properly plan or fix my green screen appropriately or anything. I just jump on and do these because they're just too much fun. We'll be planning these for next week, but a lot going on. And so I'm just jumping right in to get live. Thanks for everyone who's joining now. I've got a guest with me today who deserved some introduction and some planning, but we're just going to chat a little bit. Before I bring him in, let me just set the table what we're going to do. So I've got real estate champ, FSBO champ, Joe Bennett standing by, waiting in the wings to come in and talk to us a little bit about how the real estate market's going here and what's working for him. And then after that, I want to talk a little bit about what we're doing tomorrow for our Freebie Friday, which is all about emailing for dollars. So that email just went out. That registration link will be posted tomorrow morning, and I will post it in the comments section here as well. Should have probably prepared for that. But we'll get that posted in the comments here so you guys can register. I sent that email out and immediately the registration started coming in. So I know you guys are excited about emailing for dollars. That's tomorrow. That's our Freebie Friday training. So that's what we're going to talk about on Growing Smart. A short one today, but here we go. All right, like I said, my first guest and only guest is the lovely and talented Joe Bennett. Joe has been my client for, I don't know, like 6 months, 7 months. He is a young realtor who got his start in real estate only about probably less than a year ago. I'll let him talk about that. And just really worked hard and started really getting after it, especially with for sale by owners. He's done really, really well for himself. So without any further ado, I'm going to play my new little graphic here and I'll try to bring in Joe. That is so fancy.
That was. I was going to say that looked good. Wow, that was nice. I don't know if you can see me that good. It's kind of dark because it's raining outside.
And I gave you like 10 minutes notice. I'm like, hey, Joe, I'm about to go live. You want to jump in?
I know, right? I was like, okay. So what's up?
So what I wanted to hear from you is, obviously you're a member of the private client group, which is fun. By the way, if anyone has comments or questions for Joe, you can post those, and you have to allow StreamYard to show your comments. It just takes a second to click that, and then I can put your comments in there. Joe is a member of the private client group. See how fancy that is?
Wow.
Joe's a member of Joe's a member of the private client group, but before he was a member of the private client group, we did some one-on-one coaching, and he was new into real estate, started really working, especially calling for sale by owners. And really, this is right when COVID hit, is when you were really going after it. So the question is, what do we do? I said, hit the phones, and you did that and blew away my expectations on hitting the phones. And then a lot of agents that I knew was working with really experienced a slump in April and May. It wasn't a slump for you because it was a pickup for you, but maybe for some of them that were used to doing maybe 4 or 5 transactions a month, some of them went down to 2. You were starting to hit 2, 3, 4, growing. Now we've really hit season and you're taking off. So I'm going to shut up. What I'd like to hear from you is, man, how's real estate going? What's working? And what if you had to do it all over again, what would you do even more of?
Yeah. So everyone knows the market is really, really hot. I know that in last month, the absorption rate was 79%. So 79% of all single family homes sold last month, which is insane. So market's really good. Yeah, we started working together at a really scary time. Didn't really know what was going to happen, but we knew that we could only work hard and kind of see what happened. And it's funny because now looking back, a lot of realtors that didn't do lead gen weren't working with you. And I tried to hook them up with you. They all have jobs now. And left real estate. Yeah, one girl that was, I told her we could do a group coaching session with you, super cheap. And she's like, oh no, why would I do that? Keller Williams.
Well, and I appreciate the nod. I didn't bring Joe. Joe is just a nice guy to give me the credit. Listen, you weren't just telling them work with Tom. You were saying make dials, right?
Yep.
You were saying call people, follow up. People are answering the phone. And let's be real. It had nothing to do with group coaching with me. They didn't want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. They didn't ultimately. Yeah. They didn't want to do the work. They weren't doing any lead gen. So yeah. So you and I, yeah, how we got started, I had nothing going on and didn't know what to do. And we started attacking for sale by owners and trying to consistently make like 20 contacts a day. And my skills got better over time, got better and better, really mastered it. And now, yeah, I went from 2 consistently a month, which was crazy, to 3. And now this month I just hit my 4th for the month, and I'll probably hit 5. I'm sure I'll get one more.
And you've been in the real estate game how long? When'd you get your license?
Yeah, so I got my license basically in February, and I've only been prospecting since March though. So
yeah, start of COVID, starts prospecting, 2 a month, 3 a month, now looking at 5 a month. And I mean, I know what's working for you. You are calling people with a good offer, and you're persistently calling them and offering to help them. But why don't you share in your own words kind of what you're doing every day to make sure you get business in the funnel?
Yeah, and this is always scary because I'm like, I don't want to help my competition, but I'm not worried about it.
Don't help your competition. No one's going to pick up the phone and call.
Yeah, no one's going to do the work anyway. So yeah, so every single day I'm calling all the new for sale by owners consistently. I'm trying to call for at least like an hour a day. I was doing at sometimes 3 or 4 hours a day. It's not sustainable, but yeah, calling them, using good scripts consistently 5 days a week, and it's producing. It took about 60 days to see some results, but now it's just nuts. So
yeah, listen, you could sit down in a room with 100 agents and say this, call this many times, just do this, and there's money at the end of the rainbow, and they won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've coached, I don't know how many hundreds of agents, and I would say it's only a handful that goes down the for sale by owner road. Okay. So don't worry about helping your competitors there. Now that said, other than for sale by owners, what have you been doing, and has any of it been working?
Yeah. So I did some, I've called expireds. I've called for rent by owners. I called for rent by owners for months. I haven't really seen any results with that. They're a little more difficult. Absentee owners, those are brutal. I have a list, but I haven't been calling them. I did get one expired, and I have been calling them not that consistently. That's not really a great lead source for me yet. I know a lot of people have success with them. So if I'm going to do anything that's besides Facebook ads, it's going to be expireds.
Yeah, perfect. So we had a quick question, and I promised Joe I'd only keep him on for a few minutes since I dragged him out of his admin block. I'm like, never go against your admin block, except if it's for Growing Smart, the Stronghold podcast.
Yeah, I got it.
So quick, anonymous person on Facebook asking, do you find a certain time of day works better for the calls? Now, don't tell them what you know I'm going to say. You just tell them your thoughts on that, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, Tom's going to say there's no time, it doesn't matter. And I tested that because, like everyone, I wanted to have the perfect system and call it the perfect time. And it doesn't matter. I always call between like 8 and 12.
Why?
Because that's, like you said, you just need to do what's consistent for you. And
right.
Some people will pick up, some people will be working and they won't. They'll pick up at a different time, but it doesn't matter. You can't get a hold of everyone. There will always be someone who you can only get a hold of through text, or they'll only answer after 6. Don't worry about them. You just need to try to get a hold of as many people as possible. So pick a time and just do it every single day.
Yeah, and I agree. Again, I never felt that way, right? Until I read a book that had all the numbers in it and said it doesn't matter when you call. And what I have found is that it does matter. It matters when you can consistently call. Yeah. You know yourself, and that's what matters. There's rarely an exception to that rule. So the way I've started saying it, Joe, I've kind of tweaked how I say it. Mm-hmm. There's no bad time to call. There's best times for you to call, and there may be some optimal times for your customers that you can find out with time. But if you're not calling now when you would call because you think there's an optimal time, then that's no call and that's no good.
Yeah, I've gotten people answer the phone. I've called all day long, and people answer the phone anytime. I would just say, watch out for dinner time. I got a lot of objection around then, so I don't call after like 5 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, some people are getting ready for work, but ultimately, like, we can make any kind of excuse in the book not to call because it's painful. Just do it. Do it every day.
Yeah. I agree. And so that's particular to real estate. So that's B2C. So you're calling customers, people at home. Right now, though, I mean, I'm just like, call, I mean, what are you interrupting? So right now I'm all about calling. All right. If you have any quick questions, I know Joe's going to run here in a second, but if you have any questions, throw them in the comments. I will see them. Again, we didn't really plan this today. I will take this moment, but I want to ask Joe one other question before we do. I am going to take this moment to say that Joe is what I would call the silent member of the private client group. So he watches all the recordings in the vault because our meetings are during your prospecting time, and you are loyal to a fault to your dialing time. If you are interested in learning more about that, I already posted the banner. Check this out, Joe, though. Watch this.
I didn't know. Wow.
I'm addicted to making those stupid things. What were you going to say?
I didn't know this was actually live. I thought this was like we were going to practice. I didn't know you're actually going to record this.
Oh no, you're live on like 9,000 networks right now.
Yeah, sure.
You are live. I think we have just a handful of people watching, but you're live at least on Facebook and YouTube.
I will say this for people that aren't calling or they have called and it's painful. I mean, some days I'm on fire and calling's easy. Most days I'm a human being and I have call reluctance. I don't want to do it. I'd rather do anything else. But I know that if I don't call, I'm not going to eat and not going to get production. So you just, and like Tom always says too, he told me to find your cruise control. A lot of agents do too much and they burn out. You need to find what you can do long term. Like if it's a half an hour a day, but it's good quality, just do it. Don't worry about what anyone is doing. Just be consistent and you will get listings.
That's good. And I appreciate that. So Joe, of course, blowing up the phones, that's his main thing. Now, tomorrow in our Freebie Friday webinar, we are going to be talking about emailing for dollars. And before I let Joe go, I just want to say it's very important that you understand that emailing doesn't take the place of calling, right? It's two different strategies. Right. So some people are going to come to the webinar tomorrow and say, how can I email and never call anyone? Well, you can do that. I mean, your strategy can be to put lead magnets out there, Facebook lead ads, which we're going to be building on Tuesday. You build one of those, you follow up with a ton of emails, you get business. Like, sure, absolutely, that works. But if you can pick up the phone and call people, that is the shortest distance between money. Now, like I'm a big fan of email, but don't let, if you have daylight hours and you have phone numbers and people, call them and let emailing be on the back end of that. Let emailing run over the weekends and evenings and in the daytime, be hitting the phones. And you are living proof as someone. I mean, it's almost shameful, Joe. And I don't say this to shame anyone because I have as much call reluctance as anyone. Okay. So let's be fair, but it is almost shameful that you started in real estate in March and all you've done is beat up the phones. And you're doing as well as you are. So, I mean, that just shows that in real estate, there's a very little barrier to entry. But the reluctance, the power of call reluctance in real estate is so high. I did a training. I've done this training multiple times. It's on my YouTube channel if anyone's interested in seeing it. But I do a training just for realtors on how to overcome call reluctance. I'll get like 10 people sign up. They're not even going to come to the training, right? But it just proves itself that, if you put in the time and you make the calls, and it's really almost for any entrepreneur, to be able to do that. So it's not that it's easy. I mean, you have a personality for it. You've got good scripts. You've practiced. It's not like it's easy. I don't want to say he just dials and just leads show up, right? If it was that easy, I think everyone would be doing it. But the persistence is simply a matter of doing it. And it's a mental game with yourself. Yeah. But we could talk about that till the cows come home. I'm telling you, 95% of agents are not going to pick up the phone. You're just not going to have to worry about that. I'll get 1,000 of them sign up for my webinar on next week on Facebook leads. But very few, even when the leads come in with the phone number, very few will dial. They'll email instead.
It's crazy.
And I'm all for emailing. I mean, I'm all for dialing. But if not, then emailing is your next best thing. So thank you very much, Joe. We will have you on again with some more planning and preparation, so people, so we can get a lot more agents in here to grill you about that stuff. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it, Tom.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. See you. All right, that was Joe. I think his email address is real Joe. Well, let me tell you what it is. If you're looking for an excellent agent, he's one. And his email address is realjoebennett, BENNETT @gmail.com. All right. And he's a member of the private client group. Though he never comes to the meetings, Joe. He just watches them in the vault, which is fine. If you can't make the meetings, you watch them in the vault. That's what you do. Thanks, Joe, so much for coming on. In the little bit of time we have remaining, I really don't want to go more than a full 20 minutes today. We're already at 16 and a half, 17 minutes. I want to talk a little bit real quick about what's going on tomorrow and what's going on next Tuesday. Some of it's free, some of it's not. Let's talk about the free stuff. So tomorrow is Freebie Friday. Freebie Friday. That's my new thing. I'm doing that every Friday, Freebie Friday. So you're probably on my email list about that. Sometimes I'm going to be just giving stuff away on Freebie Friday. Sometimes we're going to have free trainings. So last week was a free training on Facebook stuff. Tomorrow is a free training on how to make emails, especially automated email sequences that sell stuff. So we were talking about that in today, on Monday, and today's private client group calls. And so we're going to have a tutorial on that tomorrow. That's free. You need to register for it, though. So I'll make sure to post the link, which I did not prepare to do. So I'll go in after the broadcast and I'll post the link in the comments so you can register for that. The link will also be posted tomorrow morning on all my social channels. And if you're on my email list, then you already got the link and hopefully have registered. What we're going to do is we're going to actually go in and build. I'm going to show you how to not only write emails that make money now. We're going to show you how frequently you should be doing it depending on the type of business you're in, what you should say, what the strategy is that works, and then, like I said, the frequency of that, and then how to make that automated so that when you do that, send that first email, it continues to be a sequence. So if people click and take action on your email, they get more emails, and the business just closes itself. It's not just you sitting there on the keyboard all the time, but you can set up one email, one sequence, fire and forget it. People that don't care, they just get the one email. People who take action, they get more sequences so that you get more dollars. I'm telling you right now, 3 to 4 day email sequences from people that take action make a ton of money. I have sat there, I've done this with clients, and I've done this with myself many times, where I've written an email sequence on a Thursday and by Sunday cashed in hundreds of dollars, and not annoyed people, but helped people. I may have annoyed a few people. Maybe some people watching this like, hey, you annoyed me. Well, I may have annoyed a few people, but the fact of the matter is that those people need to get off the list, right? The other people that took action were helped. And the people that wanted the free help took the free help and they were gone. The people that wanted the free help plus some more help, they bought. And I could fire. My favorite thing to do is to create that on a Thursday, fire it off on a Friday. And so that my sales are coming in over the weekend. So during the weekend, I don't work, but my email sequences are working and making me money. It is the best feeling. It is so much fun. And I'm telling you, what I have learned is that there is more money in email than I ever imagined. All I was ever worried about was annoying people. And, you have to learn how to do it. And it's a work in progress to learn that for your own business. But I'm going to give you the strategies tomorrow. You can begin employing that. You can write the email tomorrow and have cash by Monday. That's the goal. So that's tomorrow on the Freebie Friday. Then one other thing. Next Tuesday, that's the 28th, at 11 a.m., I have a workshop. If you're a member of my private client group, it is free. But everyone else, it's $100. Okay? I'm just going to be upfront with you. It's $100. Now, you attend the webinar tomorrow, the Freebie Friday webinar, and I'll send you a coupon for that. Okay, you can get half off. So $50 or $100 at the door, right? What we're going to do in that 2-hour workshop is go through step by step how to create a Facebook ad campaign. I'm not talking, I'm lecturing and you're learning how to do it. I mean, we're going to do it together. I'm going to say, click here. You're going to click here. I'm going to say, do this. You're going to do this, right? Till you walk away from that 2-hour session with your own Facebook lead generating campaign. And that is Tuesday. That is called our Tip of the Spear. I do that every month. Every member of my private client group, of course, gets that for free. Everyone else, it's $100. I've got a $50 coupon floating around there. And if you join the Freebie Friday webinar tomorrow, you will get that for free. All right. That's enough of that. We are at 21 minutes. One last plug. As I was saying, one last plug for the private client group there. Just because I made all these videos, I mean, I have to use them. Right? So that's good. So thank you, Joe, once again for coming on and sharing what's working in real estate. The rest of you, I hope to see you on the Freebie Friday emailing for dollars webinar tomorrow. And then members of the private client group and others who register, I will see you next Tuesday at the Tip of the Spear, how to create your Facebook campaigns workshop. And I'll see a few of you live tomorrow because I'll be doing this a couple times a day. This has been Growing Smart. Thank you so much. See you guys on the next podcast.